community leaders breakfast for Senator Creigh Dees. It is early in the morning, but you're here, and we are extremely grateful to be here in the company of such wonderful people. I want to tell you from where I stand, you look absolutely marvelous. Give your hand to someone. Now, if you're like me, you probably want to get up in the morning, possibly take time to meditate, and have a nice cup of coffee or read your newspaper, and then you're on your way. But we're glad you're here because even with doing all of that day in and day out, you took time out of your busy schedule to come here today. It is a worthy cause. It is a necessary effort, and we have an opportunity to keep Virginia moving through the leadership of none other than Senator Creigh Dees. With the leaders who are gathered here this morning, you will hear.
Oh Lord our God, we come here today first to say thank you for your amazing grace that allowed us to partake of a new day. Only because of your grace that we've come together as a community in order that we might seek your will in being concerned.
Not only do I want to welcome you to the community breakfast, but I also want to welcome you to the 9th Senate District. And you all do look beautiful. You all do look beautiful this morning. I want to, as I share with you what I believe our purpose is, I want to share with you these words from my faith tradition as I found in the book of Luke, the 4th chapter, beginning at the 18th verse. And to set this up, you need to understand that Jesus has just come out of the wilderness. He's just finished his wilderness experience. And he says these words, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he's anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He sent me to proclaim release to the captives, and the recovery of sight to the blind, to let the oppressed go free, and to proclaim the year of the Lord." And to me, it seems to me that in a very real sense, this is our purpose. Because in a very real sense, a campaign is a wilderness experience. And we're going to come out of this experience and we're going to be charged with some things to do. Not just Creigh, but all of us. And those things are to proclaim good news to the poor. And as we proclaim that good news, I can't think of anything better. Well, there's our candidate. Let's give him a hand. As we proclaim that good news to the poor, I want to suggest to you that our efforts to make college education affordable is good news. I want to suggest to you that our efforts to strengthen public education is that good news to the poor. As we proclaim release to the captives, I want to suggest to you that restoration of voting rights is release to the captives, because you cannot participate in society, even in a very real sense, still jailed up, still serving your sentence, if you don't have the right to vote. I want to suggest to you that as we talk about recovery of sight to the blind, and in many corners of Virginia, we have people who can't see a better day. And Creigh's plan to bring economic opportunity to every corner of Virginia will help recover that sight. And I want to suggest to you that proclaiming the year of the Lord is a reference to the old the Hebrew tradition rather, of Jubilee, that is of resetting debts, of forgiving debts. And as we continue to fight the fight concerning predatory lending, we're trying to proclaim in a very real sense the year of the Lord. Whether or not you believe in my faith tradition or not, I suggest to you that all faith traditions have this as their fundamental purpose. And therefore, as children of a God, of the Most High God, we have an obligation to fulfill this purpose. Yes. We're about to come out of our wilderness experience in less than 60 days. Be ready. Be ready. Be ready.
Boy, did I time that right. First of all, I want to acknowledge the pastor of this wonderful church, Earl Brown, who I don't believe is here, all of my colleagues in the General Assembly, Senator Moore, Senator Keachin, and my desk mates in the House of Delegates, my future colleague in the House of Delegates, Betsy Carr. And of course, all of the tireless people that are working so hard. We worked so hard last year to put Barack Obama in the White House, and are working so hard this year. I wanted to ask this all morning, all week. Are there any working women in the audience this morning? Let me get this off my chest. You know, I heard recently that Senator Dees, the next governor's opponent, said, you know, my comment about working women being detrimental to Virginia, that was just the ratings, you know, of a young man who hadn't really thought things out. Well, the person who said that, Bob McDonnell, was 34 years old. He'd already served in the Army, and 3 years later he'd be serving in the House of Delegates. So let me just say this to all of the working women out there: we want you in our tent. Creigh Dees' tent is a large one. He wants all Virginians in that tent, and not in Bob McDonnell's tent. In Bob McDonnell's tent, there's not a place for minorities, not a place for small businessmen, not a place for women, certainly not a place for our gay brothers and sisters. And that's not what the Democratic Party is all about. So let me just say this as I conclude my remarks, welcoming you to this function. I am Assembly, and I know what he's about. And, you know, when it comes to increasing contracts for women in the General Assembly, small businesses and minority, that's what Creigh Dees is all about. When it's about ending the absolutely despicable practice of payday lending and car title lending, that's what Creigh Dees is about. And because our country is a compassionate one, and we believe in the value of redemption and giving people a second chance, Creigh Dees is all about automatic restoration.